Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a social non-profit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. My name is László Juhász, and today my guest is Gergely Kaposvári, a strength and conditioning specialist, founder of the Force Training Academy. Okay. Hello, Gergely. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine too. What do you do as a business?
I run a little gym and I'm a personal trainer. So the specialization is sport rehabilitation. So I work with a group of trainers and some medical people to make sure that those athletes who injured and want to get back on the field, they can do so. And those people who are afraid of training because of any type of past injuries or uncomfortable conditions, or they just want to make sure that they do everything right, they can come to us and they can train with us. That's basically what we do. So that involves everything from education, mostly education actually, working together with physical therapists, massage therapists, Pilates, and other specialized people if need to be.
It sounds quite complex and interesting.
It's actually quite fun. Yes, it's a beautiful trade. Yes, thank you.
So, how long have you been doing this activity?
I started to train myself around 15 years ago because I was fat and old, and then it's just kind of grew from there. Eventually, the trading, let's say, started 5 years ago. I started to study it 8 to 10 years ago. The trading started 5 years ago, and as a business, it's been 4.5, 5 years old.
All right. And where are you based right now?
Right now, I'm based in Budapest. So I work in Budapest. Most of my customers are online. Since I used to work in Malta for most of my time, I moved recently, so most of the customers moved online, but I do have master classes and workshops in Malta every now and then.
I see. All right. Do you have any employees?
One single person. Yes. Okay, see, the thing is that there is this saying that if you think you do it alone, then you just don't recognize your team. So no one really is able to work alone. It's such a vast list of things to do that I have someone who is working for me, that it's sad that she's working for me. That's one person, but the team itself is more than 20-25 people, different type of medical professionals, media people who make sure that the posting is okay. My wife helps with finances and stuff like that, obviously. Then it's like it's a bigger team, but most of them are actually contractors. There is one person who works specifically for me.
Yeah, I see. And how does a normal operation look like when there's no pandemic?
When there is no pandemic, okay. Waking up at 5 o'clock, opening the gym at 6, and the first team starts at 6 o'clock. I tend to hold classes, not so much of personal training, because in order for us, for the trainers to hold PT, personal training sessions, the client needs to have a very, very, very specific issue, because most of the problems or most of the needs can be easily catered for in small groups. So the business is centered around the groups of 6 or 7 people.
Oh, I see.
And then these are held in a gym in about 50 minutes to 1 hour and 10 minute sessions, depending on the day. And then the sessions would go from 6 o'clock till 11 in the morning. So it's 1 hour sessions, 4 or 5 sessions in the morning quite easily. And then personal training would start, and business duties and online posting and, recording of courses and education and stuff like that. So at 11 o'clock, I usually break out my camera and just work using the gym as a video and photo studio until lunchtime. Lunchtime, a little bit of break, and then back online with the camera and answering questions, going through Quora. Actually, the business turns out it's that we found Quora as a very, very cool platform for questions and answers. So I started to work with Quora like five years ago. And within a number of months, we started to receive maybe 100, 120 questions per day. So it really grew as a massive thing. It's really, really easy. And people tend to ask a lot more than in any other platform. So it's really good. I use it as sort of like giving me an indication of what should we be working on and what should we be talking about.
And what's the situation since the pandemic started? So you can think about what happened in the spring, and since then.
Okay, Malta was a little specific because I think Malta was slightly different than any other European country during the first round of the pandemic. So basically, what happened with me, I got a call from one of my clients who works at a government agency in Malta, and she was like telling me that probably after tomorrow I need to close. And after the call, a couple of hours, the official bulletin came out saying that, and I think this was the 12th of March.
12th of March.
Or the 13th, something like that. And that's it, we were closed, done, over.
Some stuff,
Oh, yes, it is. So I rented some of the equipment out to people, a little bit of that, and mostly gave away most of our stuff to the clients so they can train at home, and supplied them with a training program. Unfortunately, there was nothing else we could do apart from using the gym as a studio for recording videos. I was never into these live training sessions online, so I didn't do any of them. I find them quite, in my business, I find them quite useless, quite frankly, because it ties me down too much and it ties the clients down. And it's like, the business was always centered around availability around the clock. So the classes were from 6 to 11 in the morning and from 4:30 till 10 in the evening. So that would mean if I want to go live, then I would need to go live literally all day, every day. So that's just not feasible. So we started to do online courses and online trainings, video based. So you download it, you do it, you record yourself, and you send it back.
And is it something new that you started since the pandemic, or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it's kind of a new strategy then.
Yes, it is. I was always thinking to get into the online space because it's a much bigger market.
Yeah, indeed.
And you can help much more people. But pandemic was the one that actually forced me into doing it. So that was it. We had to sit down and just had to go around with my friend and partner to figure out how to put the knowledge and the quality together in an online space. And we managed to come up with a very simple independent method. I say independent method because we used to use a couple of platforms before, but when you depend on a platform, it's very difficult to find your stability. If the platform changes something, you're just gone.
Okay, so they don't really share what they are planning, and they might change something substantially. You mean, yeah?
Yes, it did happen a few times to us actually. That we were going online, everything was cool, and then here is a new feature. Business stops, and you need to redo everything. So we needed to come up with something what's completely independent of platforms, like maybe use an Excel sheet and a phone for videos, and that's it. And so that took a month during the first wave of the pandemic. And then we launched the online product. Obviously, maybe 70 75% of our customers just disappeared because a large number of people large number of people came for the actual mood of the place and for the personal education. And that's something you cannot convey online, doesn't matter how good you are.
So, so you think now your clientele has changed a lot?
Oh yeah.
Because of this?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. The business model changed a lot as well. And it's like, it's an interesting thing because we weren't really sure if we will ever go back into physical or we just stay online. But I find out that we actually miss it. So it's a lot of fun to meet with people and work with them in person. But the freedom online gave us in terms of time and work, obviously, the first 2 months, it's like hilarious amount of work. But then it sort of settles and you can kind of build a business around it. It's much less turnover because you cannot charge as much for a service online as you do in person, but you can build a lot more volume. That was one of the things what changed in the business. The other thing is I started to study. There was a guy who I've been following for a number of years, and he's a very, very, very good business coach, but he was working only in Hungary, and I was living in Malta at that time. So I couldn't sign up with him. But then he announced that he's starting to do online coaching because of the pandemic.
Maybe.
Yes, I realized that I don't know enough about online business, and I already knew for many, many years that I don't really know enough about business. So at all. So I need to learn and I need to study. So that was the second thing what happened. And I focused a little bit on my professional education as well, like finishing the CSCS level 2, the Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. I've been planning it for a while, but I never got around it. But here it is.
What are the outlooks for the coming months?
For the coming months, definitely online. Definitely online. I mean, as we do it in person as much as we can. Right now in Budapest, I'm training outside. So there is there is a very, very, very cool park which we found, and it's like a little OCR training ground. Very much fun, and we can train people there. That's where we work and grow the online base. So right now I'm taking as much time as I have to coach my clients to the point so they can work at home with my guidance, because I don't see any stability in terms of the market and the economy in any way, shape or form. Most of my competitors and friends as well are just waiting at home to get some business. It's very difficult as well, in the sense of that when the first COVID came, the first round of COVID, it also instilled a lot of fear in the mind of our customers. So I didn't feel it at the time because I always worked around small groups and small people. This is like the gym I had in Malta, and the gym I run in Malta is like 60 square meters. It's tiny, and the group is like 6 people, not more than that. So that as a coach, I have the attention for everyone. I don't like.
So sorry, but now it's different. So are you in contact with your clients, and do you know how they feel right now?
There is this sort of fear of like fear of the big gyms, fear of the public places and stuff like this, which changes the way we need to find our clients and the way we need to work with them. Most of my clients are actually eager to get out and move. I mean, for the first round, it was maybe I stay home, maybe I just take a small class, maybe I do personal training instead or whatever. Now it's like, I don't care, just get out and move, just do something. People are so hungry that it's unbelievable. It is really unbelievable. And there is a large part of the market who is just simply afraid because they have relatives at home, maybe they want to take care of, or they are falling into the risky category by the statistics.
Yeah.
So they can kind of just want to stay home and then see what happens. My business partner is living in Australia. They run a little gym based on the FTA technology. So this is the stuff we do. Essentially, safe to say that we have a leg in Australia and we have a leg in Hungary and we still have a leg in Malta.
All right.
So I can kind of see different places of the world, how it goes. And I mean, I don't see any easy and short way out of this anytime soon. So it is really important to go online and try to build a personal connection with my clients over phone, over video, whatever.
What are the things that you think might help you as a business?
Location, definitely location. It's a very interesting legislation in Hungary because effectively, I mean, I had a chat with my lawyers a little bit, and effectively it's not forbidden, but it's not allowed to hold personal training sessions in a personal training studio. So it's very weird.
So the regulation, the wording, or the language of the regulation is kind of not really understandable, I guess. Or
yes, I mean it's with common sense, it's very easy to understand, but common sense doesn't really mean anything in terms of a legal text. So it's a bit tricky. And so location would be really, really, really important if that could be sorted, especially, we're right before the winter. The other thing as well, that it's not just a legal implication of the thing, but as long as the official communication conveys uncertainty, our clients will always be afraid. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult for us to actually communicate that they are safe. That we're sanitizing, we're cleaning, we're taking care of them, whatever. This is crucial that we communicate this information.
Yes.
But as long as the official communication conveys fear and uncertainty in any way, shape, or form, it makes our life a lot easier. A lot more difficult. So that's very important, that the location is sorted out and in solid terms, if you know what I mean.
Clearly.
In no uncertain terms, you can say that up till
so
60
clear communication.
Meters,
what you would need is clear communication from government officials and from regulators. What you can do, what you cannot do, then you can plan, I guess. This is...
Yes, it would actually help a lot to stabilize and actually grow in these times. The second thing would be working hours, because the gotta get home by 8 o'clock and you need to close the door kind of shuts the bread and butter of this business.
Yeah, because we have a curfew. So yeah, just to mention that we have a curfew in Hungary from 8 o'clock until from 8 o'clock in the evening till 5 o'clock in the morning. So this.
Yes. And that kind of shuts the system a little bit, because the evenings were always the busiest time, because that's when people are available to train. So that even if we could go outside and train outside, or if we could have access to private training studios or not, then if you want to get home by 8 o'clock, the last training session you can start at 6. You finish at 7 and you need to leave. So it's most of the business again has to happen online. So working hours, the extension of working hours, or clear communication on how to extend the working hours if you're a trainer. Yes, and how can you do the paperwork if you're a self-employed person? That's extremely important, because there is no information on that.
Our time has passed. We have a...
okay.
Sorry, it was very interesting. Your insights are very valuable for our, I think, for our viewers. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best in the coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. Feel free to contact Gergely and the Force Training Academy using the links in the description. I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. In the coming weeks, we are going to share many more insights with you. Stay tuned.